Okay, sorry. Jeez. My hair is really frizzy because I just walked around in the rain yesterday. I don't know why. I literally had an umbrella. Look at the weather right now, though. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just like this really interesting weather that's been happening. Where it just like is like blindingly bright, like this crazy white nothingness that's really, really bright and crazy. And I just think it's really interesting. It also does something really cool with my eyes up against like the lighting like that. Look at that. I don't know. I'm like, I really don't give a fuck what I look like, but also I'm just doing this. Oh my god, yeah. So I walked in the rain yesterday, even though I was holding an umbrella. I just suddenly, in the middle of the rain, decided that I needed it to rain on me instead. And I didn't want my hand out. I don't really have gloves, so I just wanted them in my pockets. And I was walking the dog, but I can like put the leash around my wrist and then I can still have my hand in my pockets. So I just did that. Ah, shit, that is blinding. And yeah. I look like such a mess, and I definitely feel like a mess. So, stop looking at the sun right now. I am feeling very mentally unwell. Extremely. I've been literally spinning around in my head about what to say and talk about, and just talking to myself in my head a lot. Oh, this eyebrow really is bothering me. See, I stress and then I pick it and then it has like these big gaps in it. And this one's always a lot different than this one. And like the whole hooded eyes, this one's more hooded or something. Hooded. Ugh. And okay. Yeah, just go back to covering it, Cloud, because fuck, it's just like this big white blinding light of insanity. I kind of just want the clouds to go back to covering it, because fuck that. Yeah, and there's a cloud that's coming. Yeah, just cover that shit up, because that is just way too nuts of a light. Okay, here we go. Here it comes. Yeah, just, you know what? Yeah. Okay. It's going back to being covered, and I'm totally okay with that right now. Because it's just too blinding with the other clouds or whatever. It's just nuts. this. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try and hold on. Okay. Don't do that. Dog's messing with the cat. I have this notebook to sort my brain out while I try and do this. And I literally just have written exhausted, stressed, tired, draining, scared, anxious, restless, confused, give up, fight, betrayal, betrayed, trying, addicted, mentally unwell, losing it, sick. Fun words, basically. Yeah, today's kind of being a struggle. At first it was fine. I was like, oh cool, I have this nice long video to watch that from this girl on YouTube I like, and I have coffee to make, and got this dog to walk and this cute kitty, and everything's gonna be cool, and those things are all true. Then I was kind of bummed because it was sunny earlier. Every time I hear a siren now, it just weirds me out. I'm not used to hearing it as much either. Now it's like common and it's weird. It's just like, wow, there's really just disaster and emergencies going on like all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy to think. I didn't hear sirens as much where I was, but in a way I did. They had this giant siren horn that would go off all the time. That was really freaky because it usually meant someone fell off the cliffs or there was like some crazy accident on the roads. And the roads there are pretty crazy because they're all on like these cliffs with these big redwood trees. And yeah, there's just a lot of like cliffs. I don't know what to tell you about how I look, you guys. I don't really care what people think, but I do, but I don't. I really don't. I've been really obsessed with this. Not obsessed, but yes. Because I just do that. You know, I find a song I like, I listen to it on repeat for like 2 weeks, and then I'm over it. Generally. That's how my song phases go. But right now it's this song by Orville Peck called Curse of the Black and Die, which it's a great song. But the chorus is like nothing to lose. I love really nice ooze. You know, like Hosier loves the ooze. People that like the singing vibe like ooze. I used to not care about the singing vibe as much. Like I didn't even like Hosier that much. And a lot of people I was just like, I don't really care about an artist that's just a very good singer. I thought I cared more about the lyrics, and I thought a lot of very singy artists like just cared too much about the sound and not the words, or the words just seemed overly poetic, but in this kind of like trying too hard to be poetic kind of way. It just didn't feel as legit to me, but I've kind of really switched up on that feeling. I've like kind of done, I feel like almost the opposite way now. I don't care as much about words. I just want some really nice ooze. But it really depends. But yeah, that song, Curse of the Black and Died, you know, it's like, I got nothing to lose. And this curse follows me around, yep, and I'm too bored to lie. Like, I don't even give a fuck what you think. This is how it is. And I got nothing to lose. I don't give a fuck anymore. This is how it is. And he's like a gay cowboy, so go figure. But, I do kind of feel like I got nothing to lose. But I also have everything to lose because I'm losing my sanity. But also not giving a fuck. It's a really weird place I feel like I'm in. And it's definitely up there in weirdest places I've ever felt. But I also realize in it that I have been here before too. And I kind of hate that I've been here so many times. Like so depressed and existential crisis-y. Like what the fuck am I doing? Like how have I been here this many times? Just really wondering what the fuck anything means. It makes me wonder if I've ever even known what I was doing or if I was just able to find more ways to distract myself. And that's kind of how it's been too. I'm like, I just need to get a job so I can distract myself. I need to find a relationship and friends and things so I can distract myself because there's way too much going on up here. And if I just had something else to focus on, then I could chill the fuck out about everything. But then it's hard to even focus on anything or find that distraction when there is so much on my mind that I know I still have to process, I guess. But it sucks too because I feel like I've been processing it forever. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. The healing, the whatever. It's just like, can I just not? Can I just move on? Can we just shortcut to be done with this? Because I'm over it. You also, like I'm always hearing like a leaf blower or a lawnmower, or I don't know what that sound is, but it's weird. Also not used to this neighbor vibe. But I'm also pretty accustomed to living in really weird situations where I don't feel completely safe and very judged, you know? Like, you just can't. I keep being like, I wanna learn guitar, but I also don't feel comfortable anywhere to practice. It takes enough for me to just be able to speak here, worrying who can hear me. And then, yeah, being able to play guitar and feeling like, oh, people will hear me sounding bad. And just like, I don't know, so much shit. And let's see, so this job, and it's weird too, because I've been really anxious about how to start this job, or if I'd even like it, or if I can even handle the commute and all of that. If they're even going to be able to sign me on or not. Like, do I have the right paperwork? Are they going to deny me because of the lack of paperwork, like the last job? Will I even be able to afford the commute? Be able to handle it? The stress, the competition, the busyness. Can I afford the uniform? You know, do I have the money to do the commute and get the shirt and shoes needed and shit? And, oh, this guy's literally leaf blowing on this little, like, roof of the shed. That's funny. It almost looked like a guy just walking in the middle of the sky. I'll show you, maybe. But he's on the roof. Because, you know, you better get those leaves off the roof of the garage. You know, who knows what'll happen. I don't see how. I don't know why anybody would be motivated to do that much. I would not give a fuck about that. I think there's a lot of things people give a fuck about that I don't get why. So basically, there's a lot to be anxious about. Anyway, but I was all anxious about starting it and buying the monthly ticket and like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna have to like give my cousin money so he can get it for me because I don't have a bank account. And then they just emailed me yesterday, and I was supposed to be training there tomorrow for an orientation. And they just emailed me yesterday being like, oh, so actually, since we're this new restaurant opening, some unforeseen delays have happened, and now we're not going to open until January. We're really sorry. We understand if you have to find employment elsewhere. We'll check back with you in January to see if you're still interested. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas, you broke fuck, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year. That Home Alone scene. Honestly, Home Alone 2 really might be better than the first. It's definitely one of those sequels that... Or maybe I'm just really partial to New York. Anyway. But Donald Trump's in it too. In the hotel, so like... It's... So... And luckily, I guess, when I got that email, I was actually walking the dog in the rain. And I'd already decided I was just going to let myself get rained on. So it was kind of weird, because then I just started crying as it's raining, and I'm letting myself get rained on. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I guess we're walking the dog and crying in the rain right now. And it was cool, because at least I could feel and express that emotion instead of like if I had been at the house with my cousin and the kids here, then I would have had to repress it more because I wouldn't have wanted to cry in front of them and stuff. So at least I was able to just like have that moment while I was on the walk, and that was cool. But then I just spent the rest of the day being like, fuck. And, you know, I'm gonna have to tell my cousin, and I'm really not looking forward to that at all. It's gonna really suck, and I'm very scared about it because January, the new year, is when I was supposed to be moving out. That's like the expiration date he gave me till the new year, which I was already really upset about because he told me that November was when the fallout happened with my friends. I was supposed to be getting a place with my friends, and they were like, oh, what do you know? There's just not enough room for you, and our landlord will probably not be okay with this, so you're a liability, and maybe you can stay there, but you're gonna have to get out soon. And they were just being really fucking lame, and I was just like, okay. And I asked my cousin if I could stay here. And I had asked it before because I anticipated that my friends, like, I could already read the signs that this was going in a bad direction. And at first he said no, he needed his space from this divorce that he's just going through. And then I asked him again, like, yeah, my friends are kind of like screwing me over right now. And he was like, all right, I'll give you till the new year. But it was November, and I had a job, but I really wasn't getting anywhere with that job. Like, I wasn't really making, like, barely any money. And I was just like, at first I was just like, I don't even know if I'm gonna stay, because I don't think I'm gonna... There was this part of me that was like, oh, I can do it. Just give me a month or two and I will figure it out. But as it all kept going on, I was like, wait, no, I'm not. I'm not going to be able to figure this out in time. So there's no point in me staying here because I won't have it figured out in time. I was like, I don't know if there's really a point in getting a job that I'm not going to be able to keep because I'm going to have to move out and I haven't been able to have the time to save up money for it. Like, it's just like it's a lot to be dealing with, and I feel like I've been beating myself up so much because I haven't been able to figure it out, but it's like it's really been unfair too. It's just like, and I've been trying, but it's winter too, and I'm a waitress, and this is when they cut hours. And honestly, it has been feeling more and more competitive, the waitressing thing, or just cutthroat, because everything's just getting economically harder. And yeah, I have noticed. What was I telling people? Like, more restaurants have been opening because I think people are cooking less because they work too much. So they don't have time to cook. So there is more getting food from restaurants, but a lot of people are just getting DoorDash, like they're just getting it delivered. So the restaurants are kind of just making money from takeout. Not even necessarily serving, a little bit, but definitely a lot of DoorDash too. So servers don't get any money from that. And so it's like, but there's more restaurants. So the restaurants are all competing with all the other restaurants. Like there's so many restaurants to choose from. So no restaurant is actually getting that busy. So servers in winter, all their hours are crazy cut. And they're almost only necessary during summer, and then that's about it. And then winter comes and it's all like just cutthroat time of everybody fighting for hours and tables and stuff. And so it's been really hard to find a job during this time. And yeah, I don't know, a month or two is not a lot of time to find a job and save enough money to get a place all in a month or two. Like it's like literally not even possible in a lot of ways. Only if one was really, really, really lucky. And here's the thing too, my options are severely limited. I don't have a car either, so I have to rely on buses and the train, and the train can be quite expensive. The buses are limited. It makes my job looking a lot more limited, and the weather's bad, so I don't even mind walking an hour to a place and an hour back, but in super harsh winter, that's pretty hard sometimes, especially at nights when I be getting off a lot. So it's just a lot to consider. It's been a lot to consider and stress and struggle about. And then it's like, then there's been like more like, it's like maybe I should just work at a grocery store, which is ridiculous because that is definitely, a level down for me. It reminds me of, when my dad got laid off from his government job and my mom was like, I don't care anymore, work at McDonald's if you have to. And it's just like, are you serious though? I am a grown-ass man that was working in DC and you want me to work at McDonald's? That's really funny. I can't even talk about my mom right now, or my family, or my dad. Like, no. And the holidays are coming up and I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, well, I guess I have this month to kill. I've already, fuck it, this is like, it reminds me of that scene in El Dorado too. Like, 2 weeks is not fine. We've already been trying to kill time. There's no more time to kill. I can't sit around here anymore waiting and wondering and juggling and praying. And it's like my life can't get off the ground just sitting here and not having money or anything. And I just don't know what I'm going to tell my cousin. I kept telling myself, well, if I had if I at least, the only reason I didn't give up already in November was because I started thinking, well, if I can just find this thing and prove myself. Like maybe if I don't even have the money by then, or the apartment yet, as long as I'm making money and working, and he can tell that I'm working and making money, you know, working hard, and you know, like if I'm getting there, if I can prove that I'm getting there, then he'll probably let me extend it. But waiting for this job to start in January does not prove that I've gotten it at all, because I'm not even working. I'm still just waiting till January. But somehow I'm gonna have to try and sell him this pitch, and I don't know how. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And yeah, the worst case scenario, really very possible, and it sucks because I've been fighting this, is having to go back to my parents' house. Here's the thing, I'm not kidding, I can't do it. I keep being like, yes, you can. You will just hide in the basement and you will learn how to play guitar and you'll make these videos and you'll write and it'll be okay, but it won't be okay. It really won't. I really can't do it. I can't do it. And to my friends I know that are still living at their parents', they at least have like a spot of their own. Their parents are providing them their own personal cabin or like storage shed turned into a place. Like they have their own bathroom, they have their own spot. It's their parents, but it's their own spot. I would literally, like, I wouldn't even have my own room. I would be in the living room on the couch, no privacy, with my 3 other siblings and my parents and my mom, who has been my bully my entire life. I can't handle it. Like the darkness that I feel there, the hopelessness, where it's at, like in Pennsylvania, like I just feel so misunderstood there. Like I really can't handle it. So I'm like, I can't do it. I can't go there. So it just makes it so much more stressful, because it's like this feeling of like, if you don't figure this out, you're going to die. You're gonna be 30 years old living back at your parents' house, miserable, in a town that you don't want to be at, and you're gonna die. Like, I really feel like I will die. And you know what? Yes, it's true. I had to live there before a couple of times, and I thought that each time too. Like, I'm not gonna make it, I'm gonna die. And somehow I did survive it. But I remember thinking the last time, like, I can't do that again. Because I knew I was, like, in my later 20s at that point. So I was like, if I had to come here, and then, like, so many times where I was just like, oh shit, everything's about to fall apart. Am I really gonna end up being 30 at my parents' house again after trying so hard? And I was like, I can't. That option just can't even be an option. It's just like not even an option to me. Like, I really can't handle it. Like, I really might rather just jump off a bridge, let myself get hit by a train, like really dark stuff. Like, I can't do it. And then there's the other option of like, take your money, run back to California, and stay with that guy you were with, who's literally homeless right now. And being like, oh, you can be homeless somehow in Northern California in very cold, torrential downpour rain. At the campsite where your friend used to stay that passed away. You're like, yeah, you can do that. No, I can't do that either. Like, I'll probably end up doing really hard drugs and becoming really severely alcoholic, which was already happening over there, like, and just dying, like the rest of them. The options are so dark.
they're so dark and morbid, it's not even funny. It's like, figure it out or die. Like, we will die trying. We will die. I will die. I will die. It's like the fear I had of, like, being arrested and going to jail. Like, the options are so grim. But then I think about it, and like it just also feels like the state of the world so much to me. Like, wow, the options are so grim. Everything's so bad. Misery is like so like unavoidable. Like, it's like the way of life right now is just misery, and maybe it always has been. It's just like I'm like freaking out because I also feel like my family's miserable, my siblings are miserable, and they feel like they're trapped at the house too, and there's nothing they can do about it. Loneliness, like they're so lonely and trapped and bored and miserable, and probably like they don't fit in the real world at all, and like unloved, very unloved, unseen, like unheard, just like slowly drowning in an empty abyss is where it seems like my family's at, and my dad just getting more and more delusional and stupid. That's so mean. I'm mean. I wrote a song in my head the other day just being like, I don't really love you. Your nose is too big. That's probably what my ex thinks about me. They say I'm like the nicest and sweetest person they've ever met, but truly I'm the meanest. And I am the shallowest, even though that's not a word. I'm really deep and like really shallow. And like I'm actually the worst, and I act like I'm so holy and humble, or is like forgiving, or good. I try to really be a good person, but I'm kind of like evil. And my mom kind of always thought I was kind of like evil, and you know what, maybe she's right. She's evil, but so am I. I'm her daughter. And I am more evil than her because I'm smarter than her. It's so bad. It sucks too that I'm like so bummed about like not getting a job that I don't even care about. And it's kind of been like that forever too. It's just like this stress of not being able to live this life that doesn't even sound great anyway. Like, oh no, I don't get to serve people at a place called Bar Mexicana. First of all, the title is what? Americanized Mexican food, great. Near Times Square, great. Sounds like so much fun. There's this guy I saw on YouTube called Nardwar. Such a goofy name too. And there's like a piece of furniture here called like a Nardwar. I don't think that's a funny name. And he calls himself the Human Serviette, and he's just like really dorky, but he's really popular. And he's really sweet. He gives really good gifts to the celebrities he interviews. And he gets to know them really well. And I feel that. But I also am like, fuck, is that me? Just like really nerdy? That sucks. Like annoyingly nerdy. Like, why do you have to be so nerdy? It's ridiculous. Like, why? And I feel that way too. Like, also, why are you such a fucking dork? Can we just be cool? Can we, please? Can I keep my cool? No. Hold on. I keep having to go to the bathroom because, yeah, if you can't tell, once again, Yeah, I'm having this big ass struggle with drinking way too much coffee right now. I'm pretty freaking proud of myself because I'm trying really hard not to drink. When I first got here and the stress of everything and adjusting to this move from this California world I've been into Connecticut world, and all of it has just been so much that I was drinking way too much when I would drink, because that's what happens when I'm really stressed, which is often. I drink and I just drink way too much because I'm like stressed, and I just definitely have this problem of like not being able to stop. Once I get going, I just can't stop. It's just like I have to keep doing whatever it is. Like I just don't know how to stop. It's like this snowball effect. Like it rolls and then it gets bigger and bigger and it just keeps rolling and getting bigger. And so yeah, the drinking was getting really bad. And I don't even have like any money, which is why I'm proud of myself too, though, because I do have some money right now. But I'm trying to reserve it because I really need to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. It's very important. Like, do I save it to try and run away back to California and buy the plane ticket and whatever, or do I, you know, try and save it to get a car and live out of that? Do I try and, well, the big one has been to save it for the monthly train ticket to do this job in New York, because there's more jobs in New York. And the best way then to commute it is to do the monthly train ticket, or you're going to be wasting way too much money on the train. So it's got to be the monthly. So I need that chunk for a monthly ticket, basically, and then money for shoes and shirt and work pants, because I don't even really have that either. And that's pretty much all the money that I have. So I really can't touch it. But when you're like miserable, even realizing that sometimes doesn't even matter, and there's part of me that's like, you know what, you have the money right now, just go out there and get a bottle and some cigarettes and fuck it. But I'm not, I really can't, because, you know, the impending doom is too great for me to do that. And maybe it's all good, because it is just all just generally keeping me from drinking, and I really shouldn't, because it's just, I'm too stressed right now and mentally unwell, so that drinking is just not a good mix for that. So instead, I've been drinking way too much coffee, and it's this problem that's making me all so crazy. And as I'm saying that, I just want to go and pour another cup. I'm literally staring at the pot like, oh, there's more cups in there. Might as well just drink it all and turn into a psychopath. Who needs crack when you have lots of coffee? Not like I've really been into crack, you guys. Crack is whack. I'm not in the uppers, I'm in the downers, alright? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Yeah. And I'm like so irritated because my cousin that I've been staying with has his father, who I really don't like. I'm not a fan. You know, I've heard it, they talk on the phone a lot, unfortunately, and I hear them talking about me, and he's kind of like, "Oh, has she found a job yet?" Oh, One time, my cousin was actually nice enough to defend me. Like, it's not that easy to find a job right now, Dad. I was just so mad at what he must have been saying on the other end. Like, you motherfucker, fuck you. Has she found a job yet? Have you stopped being a piece of human garbage yet? Nope. Too bad. Maybe you should just die already. That's terrible to say, but like, some people really can be garbage sometimes. They really can be. But also, they came and helped clean and were really nice. People are weird. They will be super evil and then they show up and are all nice to you and clean the house and act like a fucking saint. The manipulation is strong. That's the thing too, is people do nice things and they're like, now you can't say shit about me. Now you kind of owe me. And that's kind of like the vibes in Connecticut with my family because of Mr. Patriarch. And it's not him too, it's like his family too. And then I was thinking about it too, it's also like what my mom said, which is funny because there's my family who, not on my blood side, but on the other married side, is Italian. And then there's my friends who married the cousin and got involved, and they're also Italian. And my mom said like one racist thing when I was in high school. She's like, Ilsa, I don't care who you marry as long as they're not Italian. And I was like, wow, Mom, that's racist. Can't believe you said that. What the heck? And secretly, I always like Italian food has always been my favorite. Whose isn't? Spaghetti and it sounds like I remember pretending to speak Italian when I was in like 4th and 5th grade. I might have been influenced by the Lizzie McGuire movie, but I think the Lizzie McGuire movie was also influenced by the same things I was, which is like like the beautiful, they have the prettiest country with the best food, and then they're just like the most lavish, you know. Most of the designer brands, Gucci, you know, Versace, all Italian, you know. They're what's up, but I don't want to agree with my mom's racism, but like they have in my life all been really terrible because they have this, you know, fascist thing going on or whatever. I don't really know what fascist means. But it's they're very strongly misogynist, kind of mobstery, you know, like The Godfather, kind of just like not great. And then you got the Jersey Shore runoff of it, which is, you know, not great. Not great stereotypes here, but they are stereotypes. And I will say, like, this is all very stereotype things I'm touching on here. But, you know, it sucks when stereotypes have a truth behind them and then you have to, like, come to terms with the truths that stemmed from these stereotypes. I don't know, like trying to like distinguish the book from the cover and whatever. And like, and then there's the upbringing too, like, oh, like, do we judge them when like this is just what they were born into, like they couldn't help it, they were born into this culture, when it's all they know and there's reasons, but like, and so I could go on and on about that. But yeah, it's funny that my friends and my family have that shared Italianness, and like I'm really frustrated with both of them, and they're kind of like kind of selfish feeling manipulative ways. And then you have the Irish stereotype of just being a drunk, over the top, poetic, schmoozy, Irish goodbye, just dips kind of person. There's so much to unpack in my brain right now. It's not even funny. And then it sucks too, because then I'm stressed and then I have a hard time eating because I'm stressed, and then I'm drinking coffee, which suppresses my appetite. It's all been a problem. And my brain won't shut up. And I wonder if you can hear anything, because like the mumbling issue is also hard. Yes. Hold on again.
meditate. I got the Calm app that helped the other night. I gotta say, there's a lot about, like, so much of it is state of mind, that's for sure. A lot of it's state of mind. Literally everything I'm wearing. These pants are cool. Everything I'm wearing is from somebody else. And a good half of it is from people I don't even really talk to anymore. But that's almost not really even personal, because I'm really not talking to anybody, because I really can't talk to anybody when I am so stressed. I just can't. It's like I'm so stressed. I so much don't know what I'm doing that I almost wish I had someone to bounce off of and get a second opinion from, but I also like just can't even handle it because it's too much. I'm already overwhelmed juggling all the thoughts and possibilities. I don't need more of it. And a lot of people really don't help with that because they really try and push their idea of what you should do on them. And I'm one to talk because I do that too. And I'm trying to work on that. Sometimes I just really strongly think, this is really clearly what you should do. Or like this thing you're choosing to do is really immoral and I don't stand for it. But at the same time, you know, and I was saying this with my friend that I'm not talking to right now, like, you know, at the same time, to each their own. We all gotta do what we gotta do. But boy, can that have a lot of meaning. I stumbled on this thing, and it's funny too because I'm literally living on Fox Street is the name, which I think is cool, but also I've had a lot of weirdness with Fox. There's a million things that I could just make a crazy whiteboard about, and Fox is one of them. It also reminds me of like nine-tailed fox inside of Naruto. And like even just, you know, the fox is associated with kind of like deceptive, trickster, using people and tricking them, and like kind of evil, but they're attractive looking and they're cool. But they're evil, and that's kind of like their stereotype and everything. And here I am living on that street, so and there's a lot of that vibe that I'm dealing with. And shit, what was I going to say? Fox the channel. And I've just been watching The Simpsons. Bro, I could literally whiteboard everything so much. My friend always, I swear everything I'm saying I'm gonna say many times, but this, oh my god, literally everything. This Charlie meme from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny. Yeah, and it's like, where's Pepe? Just like, it's this crazy whiteboard investigation. I could do that for everything. everything in my life. So much so that I'm just constantly going insane. Oh, yeah, I saw this video of Julia Fox, the lady that was dating Kanye West and then got famous, and she's like a model. And she is quite a character. She's interesting. And she just came out with this book, so then people are on YouTube talking about her because of her book. And there's a lot of question of, did she just get famous for dating Kanye, who has been super toxic and, you know, was married to Kim and then kind of just like ditched his family to go and be with you, and then like what? And this video I stumbled on, but I also saw others saying like, no, her book's really good though. And it's like, oh, like, you know, people think she's dumb, but she's actually smart. But there's also a lot of videos of her just being like, just so weird and dumb. But then she's like, not that dumb, she's just really weird. But, and this was her talking at Oxford, like Oxford University, like the super fancy pantsy smarty pants school in England, I think, or whatever. And like one of the first comments I see is like, I thought this was a school of substance, not like a joke. Are they just trying to make a joke on what we think of as popular? Because then I tip my hat. Very smart. But if they're actually taking her seriously, then wow, that is so dumb. And I agreed with the comment and also strongly disagreed with the comment. Like, wow, that's really fucked up. You're just like everybody else, just judging her. And then like I'm watching some of the video and hearing her answer some of the questions, and it's like in one regard you can take every response she has as really stupid, and in another you can take it as actually very smart. And it's weird how it's like both. You can take everything she says as really honest and also really fake. You can take it as smart and or dumb. It's so weird. Unique and yet really basic. It's just like a lot of opposites somehow simultaneously. It's super weird. But one of them was her just talking about pornography and how it's a shame that women have to have to end up resorting to pornography as a career to make money because shit's just that desperate. OnlyFans, you know, like. And so, but she doesn't judge them because you do what you gotta do. But also, she thinks it's pretty toxic, and she worries about them and if they're being treated right, or if it's mentally healthy for them or not, or if it is empowering them or not. And also the toxicity of like so many men watching pornography and then having these unrealistic standards of women, and how like she saw some guy commenting on a woman and her stretch marks, even though that's like normal. And after the Barbie movie coming out, and a bunch of people saying that Margot Robbie was actually mid, like actually average beauty. And I saw a lot of that too, and she's like, which is just crazy because Margot Robbie's stunning. But I was like oddly thinking that too, like, oh, isn't Margot Robbie actually pretty average? Or like, I can see the wrinkles she's hiding, like, what the heck? But a lot of that's like insecurity. It's just like so much insecurity talking. And yeah, and unrealistic standards of beauty. And then she was like, but I think the conversation is bigger than just the pornography. The pornography is a symptom of other things that's wrong with society, and misogyny and sexism, and honestly even capitalism and stress levels. It's like people don't even have time for love or romance anymore. They like just need to get off. And you got the dating apps, and my cousin, you know, he's just on these dating apps, just scrolling through people, judging all of them, and even he knows, like, I'm no one to go talk to mom about. Like, I'm really not saying I'm handsome either, but I will be a Simon Cowell on the dating app anyway, because fuck it. Because there's that thing too of like when you're just like behind a screen, like commenting, it's like you're not even really like there. So you feel like you can say whatever because you're hiding behind a screen. You can say whatever. You can be as mean and as hateful and as judgmental as ever. It's like whatever. It's just me. And it's just a really sick world. And it sickens me so much and it messes with my head too. And then I see like my cousin judging all these people on this dating app, and then I'm trying the dating app out, and then I'm doing the same thing, and then I'm being really shallow, and then I'm like, oh, their nose is too big, or oh, they're not even that cute, or oh, I don't like their beard, and then I'm just like, what am I becoming? What is the whole world becoming? Like, this is so sick and twisted. Everything is so sick and twisted. It just sickens and scares me so much, and it is so unhealthy, and there's a lot of racism, sexism, rape culture, poverty, mental health, suicide, murder, dark, dark, dark things, serial killing, all this stuff being bred from this, honestly. Kind of just like Wolf on Wall Street, you know, you got incest jokes in there, everything is just like, you know, there's nothing off the table when it comes to like a Wolf on Wall Street party, like let's shoot midgets out of cannonballs, like just a free for all, fuck it all, like let's make hell on earth because it already is, so let's just make it a party kind of vibe. Money wins. What even is money? But it's like the more you have it, the more unhappy you are, the more fame you have, the lonelier you are. It's so fucking twisted and corrupt. And that's kind of how I feel about everything in my life right now too. Like a fox. Like every friend and person in my life I thought I had was really just a fox. And I was like the gingerbread man. Like, oh, you're gonna help me get across the river? And the fox is like, yeah, man, I'm your buddy. I'm gonna get you across the river so, you know, you can stay dry the whole time, but really I'm just gonna eat you. That's the vibe. That sucks. That sucks. And that's the vibe right now. And the fox also reminds me of my ex because, well, he really likes Naruto, which in Naruto he's got a nine-tailed demon fox inside him. And then there's this one time, like my best friend who I don't talk to anymore, we're like enemies now, but yes. And their birthday is 11/11, which just makes me think of Make-A-Wish and the Twin Towers. And my best friends, who I'm also not talking to, or who are twins, and all that felt like, you know, the Tower card in tarot. Just like, could go on and on. And then you got all the ones, like, let's, like, can I just be one with myself? I don't know. But the 11/11 girl, bear with me here, because I will story tell the fuck out of y'all. But maybe I'll do it in 2 parts since this is already an hour, so hold on.